A tip when storing breast milk in the freezer with your freezer bags is to lay your bags flat. That way you can stack them like this and have more space in your freezer. Once your breast milk has defrosted though, you have to use it within 24 hours. Always date your breast milk bags and put the amount on them. When they go in the freezer, they tend to expand, and so it looks like a different amount than it is. So if you express into your pumping bottles and the amount is 2 ounces and you poured that in a bag and then you're gonna lay it flat, make sure to put the date and then 2 ounces, just because you don't really know when you pull it out how much it is, especially if you have it laying flat. You can also label your bags if you or baby had an illness, the certain time of day that you pumped, if you ate something different that you know baby reacts to. You can add anything on those bags just to keep an idea of what milk you're actually giving. And then when using breast milk from a previous date that's been either in the refrigerator or freezer, always pull from the oldest date and use that first, just so that you're not wasting any milk going, oh my gosh, that one's already been in there for 5 months, I gotta throw it away. So always use the oldest date first. Another tip would be to put smaller amounts inside the freezer bags, just so you're not defrosting too much at one time and then having it go to waste. So if you know your baby eats an average of 2 ounces of feed, you can try putting 2 ounces per bag for a little while until your baby increases that amount. When defrosting breast milk, I like to recommend that you put it from the freezer into the refrigerator. Always put your bag in another either cup or container just in case it leaks. And then you're gonna let it defrost over the next 12 to 15 hours. When it's a slushy consistency, like it's still a little bit frozen, you can use what you need out of the bag. So say you had 5 ounces in the bag and you only needed 3, you can dump out the 3 into a bottle to heat for baby and then refreeze the other 3 if you don't need them anytime soon. As long as it's that slushy consistency, you can pour out what you need and freeze the rest. When reheating breast milk, you can put it in a cup of warm water. You can use a bottle warmer. There are so many different things out there to warm up breast milk. And then always, of course, just test it on your wrist to see if it's too hot for baby to eat. Never microwave your milk. I know you probably know that, but just in case. Also, if you are mixing your milk, so say you had 1 ounce here and you had 2 ounces here and you wanted to mix them to make 3 for a full feeding for baby, you just need to make sure that those are the same temperature. So either they're both in the refrigerator and then you mix them, or they're both room temperature, freshly expressed, and you mix them. You just don't want to mix milks that are 2 different temperatures for the risk of bacteria to grow. All right, so using and storing express breast milk. I like to go by the 5-5-5 rule. So when you freshly express your breast milk, it can stay on the counter for 5 hours, 5 days in the refrigerator, or 5 months in the freezer. So if you express your breast milk and you know you're gonna use it within 5 hours, you can leave it on the counter. If you're gonna use it within the next 5 days, put it in the fridge. If you know you're not gonna use it anytime soon, go ahead and put it in the freezer. I also like to have storage bags when storing breast milk. It just takes up less space, especially if you know you're gonna have a lot of milk that you're gonna have stored. If you are putting your breast milk in a cooler, so either you're going out and about and you wanna use express breast milk, or you are taking your baby to daycare, or you expressed your milk at work, and you're bringing it home, it can stay in that cooler with, cooler freeze packs for 24 hours. So that's if you're transferring your milk.